Hello, I'm Aurora Clayton, and today I'm going to be reviewing Where Peace is Lost by Valerie Valdez. Valerie Valdez is a Latinx American freelance writer and copy editor living in Georgia. She's written short stories and poetry for such franchises as Magic the Gathering and such publications as Uncanny Magazine, Fit for the Gods, and Nightmare Magazine, with her work spanning sci-fi, fantasy, mythology, dark fantasy, horror, you name it, she's written it. Her work spans and surpasses genre. She's also the co-editor of Escape Pod, which markets itself as the original sci-fi podcast, founded in 2005, which produces audio productions of today's best science fiction stories. Her debut novel, Chilling Effect, was published in September of 2019 and won the 2020 International Book Award for Best Fantasy Sci-Fi Novel, and since then she's completed the space opera trilogy with her novels Prime Deceptions and Fault Tolerance. Her newest novel, Where Peace is Lost, was released in August of 2023 and combines Valdez's work across genre fiction by marketing itself as a space fantasy. Where Peace is Lost follows Kel Garda, a refugee of the war against the Pale Empire, who was once a member of a military order fighting against this empire, which was disbanded and scattered. She's now living on the planet Loth, a swampy planet largely composed of rivers and large bug-like creatures, which is really reminiscent of the author's own origins in Georgia and going to school at the University of Miami, making her familiarity with the American South very prevalent. The planet Loth is considered by many to be too poor and out of the way of resources to be worth visiting, making it the perfect place for Kel to hide out. Kel's past is brought to the surface when an old pale war machine is reactivated and set to destroy every living thing on the planet Loth. The Pale Empire will not make efforts to deactivate their machine because there's nothing to be gained by visiting the planet or aiding the people of Loth in any way. As such, Kel is drawn on a road trip-like journey through this marshland planet with her friends Luna and two strangers from other planets whose past are kept just as concealed as Kel's. While the novel doesn't overtly mention or focus on things that one might associate with Latinx culture in our modern society, it definitely focuses on the Latinx science fiction theme of hope and persistence. Throughout the novel, there are hopeful mantras that are repeated as a way of pushing Kel on her journey and convincing her to hold on to her hope, which really connects with the UX Latinx theme of hope and possibility in futurism. These messages of where peace is lost, may we find it, where peace is broken, may we mend it, where we go, may peace follow, where we fall, may peace rise, guide Kel in her pursuit towards possibility, future, peace. The novel is fast-paced and engaging, jumping between action scenes while also being balanced out by more serious considerations of ideas like how our identity is shaped by our past, our community, our culture. Something about the novel which really interested me, especially in connection with the emerging genre of US Latinx science fiction, is the way in which it touches upon matters of identity, as Kel is constantly working to conceal her identity from the people around her, and is hesitant to reveal her refugee status and her past and the truth about her origins before her life on Loth. She continues to feel like an outsider in this community because she cannot share this identity, because she cannot be vocal about her culture and her community in the way in which her identity has shaped the way she lives. The novel as a whole takes on a very hopeful view of how the future might present itself, not ignoring the possibility that systemic issues, especially those surrounding race, may still persist even once we've encountered the curiosities of space, but acknowledging the pressures of identity, privilege, and community that are exacerbated by the way in which society has constructed race as a dividing and defining factor, and holding on to hope that there's a way to achieve one's goals, in this novel, peace, despite these pressures, and that it is things like race and a common culture that may unite us. That uniting idea happens with two characters in the novel, Kel and Dare, as they realize that they share a common past and traumas, who, once they're able to open up about these, it allows them to connect on a deeper level with each other and work more strongly together in their mission towards peace. The Pixorianocracy, or the Pale as they're often referred to in the novel, serves as an obvious stand-in for whiteness and the ignorance of white privilege, not only in the fact that they are willing to chance the possible destruction of an entire planet's population and civilization because they have nothing to gain from aiding them, but also in the fact that mercenaries and privateers in the novel are charged to work within Pale space, what the Pale considers to be the more civilized areas of the galaxy. The novel's main character, Kel, serves as a very important figure for any young Latinx or marginalized reader who might view how her journey inspires us to hold on to hope and the possibility of what the future might bring us, a better world, a better life, better conditions for our people and our communities and our culture. Overall, Valerie Valdez's novel Where Peace is Lost is incredibly interesting and engaging and important, and proves to be a very strong addition to the U.S. Latinx science fiction collection.